KROQ, Klein Alley Show. It's our dates from the Olive Garden right there. Måneskin. We got your news to get to now. We'll get into that, and then a brand new hour of the show. We got a couple of seats on the bus to Loserville if you'd like to come see some Limp Bizkit with us at the Glen Helen, their final stop of their Loserville tour. And someone who listens to this show or is on this show will be on stage rapping with Fred Durst. A memory that you will have forever. So we got those seats coming up next hour, and all we want to hear from you is the most pathetic way you were broken up with as we break stuff. And we'll get to that coming up. But first, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for 880 News. Ooh, bubble wrap.
How do you know the NFL season has officially begun? In my opinion, it's not when the first preseason game takes place. It's when the first brawl takes place. And isn't it a beautiful thing that these drunk idiots decided to kick off the season right here in Southern California at SoFi Stadium?
It's a good brawling stadium.
It's a good brawling stadium, and I would say bonus points that it took place outside the gates. They were not even in the stadium yet.
It's actually, preseason. How do you have that kind of... I understand...
Rage.
I know that people are just kind of, everyone's all boiled up right now. But if I understand during like a playoff game, I remember seeing
when the emotions
game.
are high,
yeah, emotions are higher.
Your hatred for the other team is at an all-time high.
Preseason, you don't even see some of the good players don't even suit up. They're just like sitting in their sweatpants on the sideline.
But I also wonder if everybody is at the "our team is going to kick your guys' ass this season" phase. Or like it's a clean slate, so you kind of feel like you can S-talk when if you're in a team that if you're a fan of a team that's doing crappy, then you feel like you don't have as much ammo.
I couldn't imagine having that much, unless you really, I don't know, I've been sitting in a room by yourself since the last football season ended and just going I need anything. I know that when the football season starts, I get very invested. In fact, I know that the raw dogging trend is very popular on airplanes. I'm going to raw dog my family for the entire football season. I will not be looking or talking.
Yeah, that sounds problematic, dude. Do not do that. With your entire family? You got two little girls, dude.
Love is love, Omar.
I'm not going to talk or look at them just like the people that raw dog flight for the entire season. That's what I'm saying. Don't pull that clip. Unpull that clip. Unpull the clip.
So at one point in this video, which we've got up on our story at Klein Alley Show, at one point, 3 Cowboys fans picked up a Rams fan, threw him on the ground, then punched him in the face, knocking him out cold. Then the Cowboys fan walks over, and you see 2 women going at it. One of them is dragging the other one on the ground by her hair. Then another Cowboys girl punches a Rams guy in the face. Then they pan back over to the guy who was unconscious, and they helped get him back up, and he just looks... His whole face is completely bloody, and he just looks like he does not know what the hell is going on. And I always wonder how the players feel about their jerseys being featured in these brawls. Yeah, because it's like the guy in the Troy Aikman jersey is pounding a guy unconscious.
I feel like Troy Aikman would stand by that.
I wonder how they feel about this.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to think what jerseys people are wearing based on what they're doing.
Yeah, you don't want to be the name on the back of the jersey of the person that gets knocked out because they can't fight.
Yeah, well, the guy wearing the Nakua jersey got knocked out.
Oh, really? Yee. Well, anyway, that video's up. You can check it out. It's on our socials, Klein Alley Show. But, already brawling at a playoff level during preseason is something else.
Yeah, it is. All right, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think that pandas are overrated. Everyone's all excited about the pandas that have been now unveiled at the San Diego Zoo.
That is the opinion of only Allie. Everyone else on the show loves pandas.
They've explained...
Pandas are awesome.
Allie's a racist and doesn't like pandas, and that's it. Moving on.
It's nothing to do with race at all. They've also explained the personalities of the pandas. One of them is mild-mannered, gentle, and lovable, and the other one is gentle and a witty introvert.
Great.
And I'm like, how do you know that it's a witty introvert? It's not talking. How do you know it's witty? You don't know. It's an effing panda.
Dogs have personalities.
And then the other thing is, now this is national news. At the Berlin Zoo, there's a panda named Meng Meng who's pregnant. And that's a whole big thing. And oh my gosh, Meng Meng, she was in Germany in 2017, gave birth to 2 cubs. And in 2019, now she's pregnant again.
Good for her.
God. What?
Good.
Why are pandas the more important, when they're pregnant, it's this huge
somebody's
news,
jealous.
or when they move to a different zoo?
Because you're trying to get pregnant? Is that what's going on?
That's what it is.
Come on, I get it. You went on a journey too, and the panda had a more successful journey. So let the panda have its moment.
All right. Well, you know what? The panda probably got pregnant because it was trapped in a cell with another panda.
Well, why don't you try that?
Yeah.
1 point panda.
Go panda on you.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, I think it's a beautiful story, and I love pandas and little panda cubs.
Cutest.
They are the cutest things on the planet. Above anything else. Above babies, above
You
puppies.
think they're the cutest baby animals?
Of 100%.
No
Not
way.
even a
That's on my
question.
bucket list is to hold a baby panda.
What about baby,
You could do that in Australia, I think.
You can hold a baby panda in Australia?
I believe so, yeah. Oh, you could do a bunch of
That's
Wild
a
Wild
kangaroo.
They're
West
just
stuff
like
in
on the
Australia.
street with a chain?
Yeah, just go there and check it out. It'd be terrible if we get all the way there and be like, no, you
No,
can't
there's
do that here.
zoos over there that let you do that sort of stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. And then finally, big candy news. Mars, the big candy company that owns M&Ms and Skittles and everything else, is buying another company, and they make Pringles, Cheez-Its, and it is a deal that's valued at $35.9 billion. And they announced that this is a merger that they're both really excited about, and now they will be the largest in the packaged food industry in over a decade. And do we feel okay with a complete monopoly of our snack foods? I don't know how I feel about it.
Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Well, I don't know who that guy is, but he makes a good point. I like that. And I think
I like that.
I think that now what they're doing more and more is, it used to be our high ideas. Our high ideas used to be, let's pour some Cheez-Its in the same bowl and then throw in some M&Ms and let's mix them together and that'll be awesome. And now because they're joining forces, there's going to be a lot of these
hybrid foods.
combo hybrid packs.
If you think about some of these foods, so like M&Ms and Skittles is now merging with Eggo, Pop-Tarts, Rice Krispie treats.
It's great. It's a beautiful
And
thing.
I would love to see Pop-Tarts integrated into other candies.
I think that we are entering a wonderful time in society, and we are all about to get a whole lot fatter.
Look
so
at
get ready for that.
You're thinking of the positive here.
Look at me, Mr. Positive.
Yeah.
Klein.
That's
We
nice.
get into a brand new hour of the show right now.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ.
106.7 KROQ.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. I can already feel myself getting dumber.
All right, we already know no breakdancing will take place at the upcoming 2028 Olympics here in LA, but baseball, softball, and flag football will be added. And a big A-lister has revealed that he is legit trying out for the Olympics in a sport that I think is kind of a snooze fest for most people. But if he gets in, it will not be in 2028.
Archery.
This is Dr. Dre.
Archery.
And you're being serious.
I'm dead ass serious. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually started playing around with archery in junior high, right? I stopped for a while and my son bought me a setup. I don't know if it was for my birthday or Father's Day or something like that. So I have it set up in my backyard and I heard that qualifying for the Olympics is 77 feet and I practice at 90. Yeah, wouldn't that be interesting to go, especially with it being here in LA and win a gold medal?
So Dr. Dre, gold medalist potentially in archery?
I know it's going to sound stupid, but don't you think if any of us spent the next 4 years training on archery, we could all be Olympic ready?
I mean, I think I took that Groupon archery class one time, and archery hurts.
Okay, listen.
That little cord thing slaps your face, and then your fingers get all hurt, and it's annoying.
You
and
probably didn't do the right. You probably didn't have the right equipment, but I mean, I'm saying.
No, they gave me a little stick or whatever and a bow.
There are certain skills you need to have in the Olympics because you're just born. Your body's a certain way. You've got the right athleticism in your DNA. Archery. Let's be honest.
I think it's hard.
No, it's hard. But if you spend 4 years now through the next Olympics in LA. And just said, I'm going to really practice. I went to summer camp one year. I did archery a few times. I was getting bullseyes by the end of a week.
Yeah, but I think the target is really close to you, and that's his point.
Yeah, 5 feet. I was 5 feet.
Right. I think that's the problem, is that he said he's training at 90 feet or whatever, and the Olympics qualifying is only 75 feet.
Yeah,
And
the judges need binoculars to see how far out they're shooting the
it's
targets.
really
yeah.
far.
Okay.
That's what's hard
But
about
if
it.
you were to really just decide, I want to be he's basically saying, I want to be an archery guy in the Olympics when they're in LA, because that would be amazing. How cool that'd be if, representing America, Dr. Dre is now stepping up.
Oh, yeah. And I even though having Snoop and stuff doing commentary was fun, I'm not really a big fan of just celebrities covering the Olympics in general. I would rather them be in the Olympics.
I agree. I mean,
Say both.
Yeah, I didn't like seeing Peyton Manning on the call or
No,
Kelly
I'm like,
Clarkson.
here's Kelly Clarkson
Then
talking
once-
about the opening ceremony. I'm like, what are we doing?
I'd
This
like to
is
see
stupid.
Kelly Clarkson doing the parallel bars. That's what I'd like to see. So I'm saying, let him compete, but archery, I think anyone that really committed between now, think about it.
I bet you couldn't even get that little stick arrow thing in the bow. It's hard to even set it up. It keeps falling off. It's really annoying.
Okay. Well, if you're referring to the arrow as the stick arrow thing, then yes, you don't really have a chance, I think. I take back what I said.
They have also revealed where some of the events are going to take place. So SoFi is going to host swimming. So it's going to host 20,000 more fans than the Paris Games, which is pretty awesome. And then basketball is going to be at the new Intuit Dome. And gymnastics is going to be at Crypto. And then the track and field is going to return to the Coliseum. And skateboarding, BMX freestyle, and BMX is going to be at the Sepulveda Basin. And equestrian will be in Temecula. And cycling and tennis will be in Carson.
562 says, Klein talks a lot of smack about the Olympic sports for someone who falls in the hallway. That's a good point.
But for someone who couldn't even make a fake Olympic video.
Oh, I have to give you that. It's not great.
Oh, yeah.
I have it.
Somebody who got the pommel horse and the vault confused.
Oh, yes, I did get those two things confused.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing
and then was like, I'm going to get a video going of me doing the pommel horse. And not only did we get not that, you didn't even know what it was.
I thought it was the vault. I got those two confused. There's a lot of words we got to learn once every 4 years, and then we forget them again. And then,
if anybody knows about archery, let's set this up.
That would be amazing.
Someone listening has probably access to a target. Allie can get some of those stick things she was talking about. And
I bet you could find one of these sets at Costco.
Oh, I bet I could. It's a great impulse buy.
They should do axe throwing.
Great impulse buy. Good shop. That's right, Jake. Good shop.
All right. There were many announcements for Disneyland and how they plan to expand. Here locally at Disneyland, but all over the Disney Worlds and all of the other locations that they have, which is 1 million now. But they have also announced some changes to downtown Disney. You know already, Klein, that the Din Tai Fun is opening.
It's open
in downtown Disney, and now they are adding Portos.
Oh yeah,
which is
strong move.
Obviously, anytime you've driven by a Portos, you know what the line is like. And a place that loves lines, they're going to bring any place that brings lines, and that is Porto's Bakery. So it's going to be in 2025. They said
Porto's got
ready to open.
Porto's better get that lightning lane. Because I'm telling you, people are going to be waiting.
Oh, my God. Lightning for Portos? I wish they had that for regular Portos.
I wish any place. I would love some sort of a lightning line system for restaurants in general.
And you can just buy one every 2 hours?
Every 2 hours. You're hungry again. You can get the lightning lane. Because imagine some family that's in line all day at Disney, because there's a lot of time in line. And then at the end, they're like, all right, finally, we're out. We're in downtown Disney. All I want to do is eat. Oh, I heard this place has got a good medianoche sandwich.
But we can eat it in 3 hours, because that's our time frame.
That's a long line.
But I also hope that it's not going to be like the food in the park, because I got so confused when they started doing the mobile ordering. I walked up to a Dole Whip station.
Well, you're an idiot.
And it was just like no line and tons of Dole Whip. And I was like, can I have one, please? And they were like, did you order online? I was like, no. And they were like, then no, you have to go to that other line that's full of 1 million people.
Portos may have long lines, and they do, but that is a well-oiled machine. I don't know how many people they have working there. It's like the floor of the stock exchange in there. They all know what they're doing, and I love that place.
And I also think that people from all over the world, especially the Midwest states that haven't tried Portos, will
be blown away.
Absolutely.
Let's get into a brand new hour of the show right now and make it worth your while.
Klein Alley Show.
Sold out 21 Pilots tickets at the Intuit Dome. Those are coming up in about 5 minutes for you. All you got to do is be listening and ready to call when we tell you. Some people are not listening. They're attempting to just game the system and call when it's 9 o'clock, because we say tickets at 9, noon, 3, and 6. But if you're not listening, we will sniff you out. So be ready to call in about 5 minutes' time. Get yourself tickets to the sold-out show at the Intuit Dome. But first, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for some ADD news. Here's Sally.
I think...
Sally?
Is my mic on?
I've been calling her Sally.
Hello? Oh, my God. Whoa, that was weird. I'm sorry. My headphones just stopped working.
Professional
radio. No, I
radio.
couldn't hear anything. I thought my mic was off. Okay. Bees have had an active week. Seems like... Now my mic is off. Now it's off.
That's how I turned it
Are
off.
my headphones working now? So weird. I feel like bees, they know when they've been out of the news for too long. And they're like, hey, I got to amp up my game, because we're getting 2 big bee swarm stories in 1 week. We heard earlier this week there was a car that crashed into a house, and then the bees started swarming the poor person that had just crashed into somebody's house. Now we have this other story, and this one hurts just listening to it.
Doctors told Antonio Moreno it's a miracle he's alive after he was stung more than 200 times by a swarm of bees when Moreno and his 12-year-old son went to feed their horses. He says, the horse was tied up, and my son said to me, Dad, a bee is stinging the horse. I went and untied him and told my son to move away. Moreno says suddenly the bees got aggressive and began to swarm. He says everything began to close up. My throat closed up, and my heart felt like it was going to explode. Firefighters in protective gear tried to save the 2 other horses, dousing them in foam to subdue the bees.
Man, these bees are dicks. Yeah, we did.
Did you hear the swarm, too, with the firefighters trying to put it out in the background? I mean, listen to this. This is an insane...
Firefighters in protective gear tried to save the 2 other horses.
I mean, that is loud.
We spent so much time as a country just stepping on bees or like swatting them, and then all of a sudden this like PR campaign came out a few years ago that was like save the bees, because if the bees are done, we're all done, because we need them to pollinate, the fruits and vegetables and everything. So then we all started doing this whole save the bees thing.
We saved them too much.
We saved way too many bees, and now they're coming after us, our horses.
I know, and the horses didn't make it.
No, really?
Yeah.
From bee stings?
Yep.
That's what took them down? Bee stings?
Yeah, I'm sorry to say.
The bees. One had already succumbed to the venom. The other horse fell to the ground and died.
I know. Sorry, that was kind of a bummer at the end there. I wasn't going to play that.
They should have danced, remember?
Oh, yeah, you got to dance.
That's what Dan from Mission Viejo.
That's
the guy should have danced.
That's how you communicate with the bees.
Start dancing, Father. Start dancing.
That's what you got to do.
We're just communicating with them wrong.
I can't believe they took down 2 horses. But it's weird because I thought when they really start swarming, it's either when they think the queen is endangered or when they sense fear.
Well,
I wouldn't think the horses would be scared.
Horses, too, because horses can get spooked, and then all of a sudden they're behaving erratically, and then it could freak out the bees, and it's like a chain reaction,
I don't know. These bees, man, they are no good. No, I'm back to I'm done. I always used to save them. I'd see a bee in my swimming pool. I would go in there, I'd cup it with my hand, and
I still do that.
I'd send it free and go bee, go pollinate
and then
something.
The stupid idiots go back in the pool, and I'm like, "What are you doing? I'm trying to save you, stupid."
Not anymore. I'm done with that.
All right, there's a very weird twist in a recent robbery, and when I say recent robbery, you may say which one, because there's so many every day. This one happened a couple weeks ago where these guys stole a $1 million watch from a guy as he was eating on the patio at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. And now, cut to a couple weeks later, they found these guys. They found out that they work for a larger crime tourism ring. A lot of rings happening, by the way, now.
Yep.
It's like you got like drug trafficking rings and retail theft rings, and then now they've got this one. So they also found that this guy had a gun in their possession that was registered to Christopher Dorner. And if you remember, about a decade ago, this cop, Christopher Dorner, went on this crazy 9-day killing spree, and he just went completely nuts and then eventually ended up dying in a standoff in the San Bernardino Mountains. So there's a lot of questions now about why these guys have this gun. How did they get it? How long has this ring been around? If they have this gun from this guy that, this happened a decade ago,
and
how
Dorner
do
was
these
a
pieces
cop,
all
right?
fit? Yeah.
So how are the cops involved in this potential robbery ring?
But I mean, he was a cop that ended up going nuts.
Hey, dirty cop, right? But still, maybe there's a whole lead. If cops are tipping off, there's a guy wearing $1 million watch by the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. Lets the ring know.
And how do they know that watch is worth $1 million?
Well, if you know watches, you could tell. But I
you
feel
can. I would not.
How could you tell?
I would not be able to tell a 50.
Klein knows because he's a fancy boy.
Richard Mille. There's a lot of these watches that are very rare.
Richard who?
Mille, I think. Richard Mille. I don't know. It's like
I have never heard that in my lifetime.
Well,
that is crazy that you know that.
$1 million watch.
What else? Tell me more. A big
Audemars Piguet is Casio.
Don't you call me that, monster.
Allie is an Audemars Piguet, especially 1 week a month. If you know what I'm saying. All right.
A lot of people are now finding college to be nothing but an expensive waste of time. And a lot more people now are going into vocational training where they're like, hey, I'm just going to train to do one specific job. I'm going to get really good at that thing, and I'm going to make money doing that. And especially because women traditionally don't make as much as men, they are now going into men's lines of work more and more often, particularly trade work. So like working with your hands, working in a mechanic shop. There's a woman, this is an example they gave, she decided not to go to college. She instead used a big investment and bought an auto repair shop. And of course, because she knows the public, called it Carl's Auto Repair.
Smart.
And,
that's funny.
It's doing great, and she's making over 6 figures a year. She said that this year they're supposed to make $1 million.
I don't want to sound. Would you go to a place next door? It's Tina's Auto Repair or Carl's Auto Repair, and I got
to get a look at Tina.
Even as Allie, even as a woman, you have two choices. They look the exact same on the outside.
I actually would be interested in the fact because everything else is like Sam's Auto,
right? One syllable name
Exactly.
is always strong.
It's not even a 2-syllable name. It's
It's either
always
Sam's
one.
or it's Gary.
Yeah, well, regardless, it sounds like Tina or whatever this woman was knew. Just name it Carl.
I love that you're just naming her Tina.
I assume it's got to be, right? Thanks for watching some of our radio show. We've got to get these cameras back to Best Buy before the 30 days runs out. So in the meantime, you can check out our radio show, which is available to listen to every day live on KROQ or the podcast.
Yes, if you download and subscribe to the podcast, you can save a morning show in need.
That's us.
We're very much in need. We're thirsty. Thirst trap.